We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm finally Mike, and she's finally Sophie.
And she's finally Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
And he's Grogu. He's the only one that was cool, calm, and collected through all of our technology issues.
If y'all do
Oh my
what we go
gosh.
through just to be here with you.
And we're
Oh.
all on the road with Mickey. And this is episode 189 for October 9th, 2023. And today we are answering the question, what keeps bringing us back to Disney? So,
Oh boy, that's a big question to unpack.
it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So
But
many reasons, so little time.
yeah,
So
but
many reasons, so little time.
yep, so many reasons, so little time.
But first things first, there
Yeah.
is some stuff that we need to get through before we can begin to answer that question. And I am taking the cheese because we only have one bit of cheese and I've earned it. This is my cheese.
Your cheese. Take the cheese and run with it, Sophie.
Absolutely. And the cheese I'm running with is that the third annual Magical Night of Hope for Give Kids the World starts back this year on December 9th. This concert with a dessert party afterwards is $50 a person for general admission and $150 per person for the VIP, which is the best seats. Meet and greet with the cast, receive a special gift, and a private tour of Give Kids the World Village. We love Give Kids the World on this channel. Absolutely
Hmm.
adore it. And you should absolutely go and check it out.
Yeah.
That's right.
We haven't done the concert. We
We
did
haven't.
the we did the show when it was COVID, and they weren't open for the kids to be there and their families, and they decorated the village. So we've been to the village, and
Hmm.
that was a highlight of our trip that year. It really
Absolutely, it
was.
was. It
So
was.
It's the
so
closest
I,
thing to
I'm
Osborne you can get.
yeah. So I'm sure that this will also be a very well done production. So, but like Sophie said, we only had one bit of cheddar. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just not seeing a whole lot of cheddar that interests me. And if it doesn't interest me, I'm guessing it probably doesn't interest you. So I'm not even jotting it down. But anyway, hopefully we'll have more cheddar soon in the future. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
first, now it's time to get on with our feature topic, what keeps bringing us back to Disney? So, it's kind of an open-ended question, maybe not. But for those of you that have been with Sophie and I since the beginning of our journey on January 6, 2020, this might seem like a no-brainer. I mean, it probably does seem like a no-brainer question, but the question is, what keeps bringing us back to Disney?
That
And
is not a no-brainer question, Daddy.
okay, well, let's find out what kind of answers we get. And
Yeah.
what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of list off some of our reasoning behind why we like going
Mm.
to Disney. And Brenda, why don't you give us a couple reasons to start us off?
Well, I'm going to start with a whopper doozy. And I know for a fact that neither Sophie nor Mike have this same answer for a change.
I'm certain we don't.
And that is taking my grandchildren to Disney for their first visit, like we're doing with Luna in December. Sharing that magic with that little girl who has never known a theme park or anything like it is, I can't even tell you how much I am looking forward to this. I am just so excited for her. I am so excited for her, and that's how I felt with all the rest when we've taken them for their first visit, and that keeps me
Oh.
going back.
Yeah.
Well, Daddy might be able to understand that feeling.
Not right now, I can't. I don't
Not
have any
yet.
Not right
grandkids.
now.
Not yet.
Not right
You
now,
know,
of course, but you took me to Disney at one point in time
yeah,
Yep.
for the
yeah.
first time. There are
We took
many
our
of my
kids too, but it's
cousins.
different. It's different with your grandchildren. You
Uh-huh.
he
Mm.
he will find that out.
I think the closest I've got right now is Grogu.
I think the closest you've gotten has maybe been when Lindsay and Mackenzie went with
that
us.
Yes.
that that's kind of cool, and I do have some really awesome photos that Stephanie took of me and Lindsay holding hands, walking through the
Oh,
hotel or walking
sweet.
at Animal
Oh.
Kingdom, and it really does. You know, it's so sweet that Lindsay would hold my hand so I don't get lost.
Yes. That's right. That is so sweet. Sharing the magic of Disney with children that have never experienced it is just one of the most precious gifts ever.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So, Sophie,
Well, I will be honest. Leading up to the recording of this episode, I have been in complete and utter work mode all day because we are recording this in the afternoon, early evening. So I just got off of work a little while before we started this, and all throughout work, I couldn't really think of anything but I really want to be at Disney right now. I really
Yep.
want to be at Disney. And it took me a while of thinking about it because of our technical issues, which was a blessing in disguise, one might argue. I might argue. And it took me a while to realize the reason I like going back to Disney is because it allows me to relax.
Yes.
Oh my
mm-hmm.
goodness. Work, school, whatever it was, Disney is separate from it, which is maybe not the best thing since I really want to work there. But at the same time, I'm thinking I could go into this place and I could not worry about a single thing. I don't have to think about school assignments. I don't have to think about cake orders. I don't have to think about a single thing except being happy. And that is such a nice feeling.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're absolutely
Oh,
right, Sophie. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Um, and you know, Brenda and you both are touching on some really key points.
mm-hmm.
Um, and for me, what keeps bringing us back to Disney is the fact that we have so many incredible memories from when we went to Disney, you
Yes.
know, from the times in the past, you know. So it's like every trip, there is a handful of things. It's not just one thing. It's not like when you're a golfer and your round of golf is just horrible, but you hit one shot and you're like, "Oh yeah, that made it worth it." At Disney, it's not just one thing. It's like there's at least a dozen things that you can look back and remember from any given trip. And that's like what happens with us, isn't it, Sophie? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, your birthday, your 21st, I know I harp on it, but that was top 3 in any kind of trip that we ever had because there were
Aw,
so many moments where memories were created, you know?
they really
So,
were.
and that happened then. It happened when we went during pandemic, when we were there in
Hmm.
July of
Oh, yeah.
2020. I mean, all those
July of
different
2020 was an awesome trip.
yeah. And then going back even to 2009, we went for your birthday, or
Mm,
2008, we went for your birthday and Riley came for the day.
yeah.
And 2010, when we went and brought Stephanie, and that was also for your birthday. I mean, just over and on and on and on and on again, all the things, all those memories that get created and that we just remember from those trips in the past.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's all about the memories.
It's all about the
All about the
memories.
memories.
Very good. That's true.
Very, very good.
All right, Brenda, give us another reason.
Well, being who I am, another reason I keep going back is, of course, for the food.
Oh yeah.
Because I have a favorite food that I have never been able to duplicate anywhere else
Can
that
I
I
guess?
always enjoy. You sure can.
Carrot cake cookie?
No. Yeah,
No.
that one too. That one too is only at Disney. But where's my favorite dessert ever?
Ooh, the bread pudding.
At
Oh.
Raglan Road.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ah,
there's
golly. My
none
brain
like it
just
anywhere
froze.
that I've ever found.
I am surprised that I managed to pull that out of mind given the
Yeah.
state I'm in.
Yep, the bread pudding at Raglan Road, dinner at Ohana, my carrot cake cookie.
Yeah.
There are favorites that we have there that we don't have. You can't find that here,
Hmm.
and it's worth it. Every trip going over there to Disney Springs and going to Ohana, it's just like a family tradition. And those traditions very heavily involve Disney,
Yeah.
but a lot of them involve food. I mean, we are who we are.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
That is a great reason. Very great. And, speaking of food, just to segue a little bit, if you've never been to Disney and you're happen to listening to us and you have a kid or you have an allergy of some sort, you will not find a better location to handle your allergies, whatever they are,
And
than at
Disney,
Disney.
they
So
That is
are
keep that in mind.
amazing
I
at
absolutely true.
mean,
that.
they are they are in all-time beast mode when it comes to making sure that
Absolutely.
their guests have the food that is good and doesn't make them sick and is perfect for what they can have and can't have. So I mean, it doesn't matter what your allergies are, they can accommodate. So
And it's
keep that in
Absolutely.
mind.
delicious.
Keep
They
It's
make
that in
delicious.
sure.
It's not like yucky stuff you have to eat because you can't eat
right.
the other stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's good food.
it's
So
very good food. They make sure that you never have to worry.
yeah,
Yep.
And like I said, that's why I like it. I don't have
yeah,
to worry.
yeah. So give us another reason.
Another reason? Well, goodness, while we're on the topic of food,
Uh-huh.
all that walking, I can eat whatever I want
Yeah.
afterwards or during. They have some of the best food you will ever find at Walt Disney
Hmm.
World. And
Hmm.
I don't care what people say. They say that the pizza tastes good because there's stuff in the water that's used to make the dough. Put more of that stuff in it if that's the case because that pizza is so yummy. All of it is yummy. And I'm actually a relatively picky person. I wasn't quite as well, I'm not quite as picky as I was in the past, but the fact of the matter is, I never go hungry at Disney.
This is true.
I never go hungry and I never think to myself, oh, geez, I'm not a little kid anymore. I shouldn't be ordering off the kids' menu. Let me order my Smuckers. Let me order my mac and cheese. Just give me what I want. They
Yep.
do not judge.
No,
That's
It
they
is
right.
don't.
it
So,
is a purely indulgent place, Walt
yeah.
Disney World, and
And
it's
like you
good.
say, it's guilt-free because you are walking a ton,
Yes.
Like 6 miles or something
yeah, a day.
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is good food.
Very good food.
Yep.
Should I just do a trifecta of how
You
good the
might as well.
Might
Okay.
as well.
The food is incredible, but it's also the locations of where we get the different foods. So, for example, this most recent trip, the little 3-day weekend down at Disney, me, Cindy, and Sophie. I'm sorry, the silent partner. We don't talk about Cindy.
We
Um,
don't talk about Cindy. No, no,
we
no.
ate at a place we hadn't eaten at in what 12 years. Is that what we decided?
Hmm.
And we ate the Crystal Palace, and it was just as good then as it was back then. and we had the best time. We got great pictures with Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore and Piglet, and I even did a reel of Tigger with my hat and Pooh with my hat that ended up on the internet, and I got a notification that said do another reel because you got more views than 16% of the rest of the world gets on their reels. And I'm like,
Wow.
Yay.
that good or what? I don't know.
That's
But
good,
anyway,
Joey.
the Crystal Palace food is really good because it's also the location of where it is and the characters that come to see you,
Mm,
but it's also the cast members. We met
shout
what
out to Gwendolyn.
we met Gwen, and she was so nice, and we had the
She
best
gave
time
me a
talking.
job reference.
She said, "When you're ready to apply, Sophie, you put my name down, and I will make sure that
And
they
she
know."
was such a
She
lovely
was
lady.
so nice, and it's not just that she was filling our drinks.
She was
She we were
talking.
talking life. We were talking life. We were talking about her grandson who was coming to visit,
She
and,
did
and
not look old enough to have a grandson. She did
yeah,
not look old enough to have an adult child.
yeah. But anyway, so that's what it comes down to. It's the food, it's the location, it's the characters, it's all that, the cast members, all that works together, and that's what makes it work, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So so there you go.
Yep, very good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's back to me, I guess, huh?
It's
Back
back
to
to
you.
you.
Well, considering what time of year we normally go, what brings us back is the magic of the holidays at Disney because I really have tried to save that money and not go to Disney during the Christmas holiday season. I cannot. I The holiday season is not complete for me unless I've been there. It is just so magical during the holidays. So
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's watching the candlelight processional or going to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, but it doesn't matter because even if you're not doing that, just having the castle lights, even though I miss the castle dream lights. Dun dun dun. I'll take the projection lights if I must, and I just love the holidays there. So
Mhm.
beautiful. And I take our stockings and hang them in our hotel room, and we take our holiday tumbler cups for coffee that are all holidayed out, and we have like a suitcase of stuff that's just for that holiday trip. It's just fun.
It
It is.
sounds fun.
Our
Oh,
little
goodness.
Santa hat and our little
Making me
Mickey ears that are red and green.
making me
Mhm.
think about the candlelight processional. I want to go see it again.
So
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know it's only October, but Christmas.
It's
Give
coming.
me my Christmas.
Yeah, there's only like eight Saturdays left before Christmas or something. So it's coming.
It's coming like a freight train. All right, Sophie. Number 3. Give us another reason.
Another reason? Well, we were talking about the cast members, and I just want to say if you go anywhere, if you go to Universal, if you go to Disneyland, if you go to Busch Gardens, the cast members, they are there and you can see it on their faces. They are there to do a job. But if you go to Walt Disney World, you won't see people working, or at the very least, well, you will see them working, but you can see on their face. You can see it in their eyes, in their smiles, or if they're people in the Haunted Mansion, you can just see it in the way they carry themselves.
Mhm.
They like what they're doing.
Yeah.
They love what they're doing, even.
Yeah.
Like,
And you're absolutely right.
Yep.
You
yes,
know.
even the room service workers, the janitorial staff of the parks,
Mhm.
all of them, they enjoy what they do. And I want that so badly. I have it where I am right now, I will say
Mhm.
that. But the fact of the matter is, I want to work at Disney.
One day.
I want to
Yep.
work at
Work
Disney.
hard and see if you can make it happen, honey.
Yeah, I know. And I'm trying. I will try and continue to try. But that's just the thing. I want to work there because I love it so much, and I can see that the people who are already working there love it too.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're absolutely right.
Yep.
I mean, we've been often enough for sure that I have ingrained in my head memories of not just of you and mommy and myself doing things and friends that we did them with, but of cast members that went out of their way,
Yeah,
like the cast member who was the boat driver for the boats that went to from French Quarter down to Disney Springs.
yep.
And he saw that it was your birthday and he pulled out of his container a pirate sword and an eye patch and
This was
a
when Sophie was a
bandana
little bitty girl.
I
and
kind of
all this
thought that.
stuff, all these
Oh,
sorts of presents to give you because it was your birthday.
yeah.
And he didn't have to do any of that.
He didn't.
And the cast members at the French Quarter, they would every morning, the guys that would greet as you were walking out to the buses, they would say, "Hey, where are we going today?" And I would say, "We're going to Animal Kingdom." And they'd be like, "Okay, you want to go to this bus over here?" Or I'd be like, "Hey, what's the best way to get to the beach club so that we can have breakfast?" And they'd
Yeah.
be like, "Well, you can take this and then do this and it'll get you over here, and that'll
Mhm.
be faster than going this way." And so it's just like, and they always handed Sophie the little um the little beads because it's
The
French,
Mardi Gras beads.
the Mardi Gras
Yeah.
beads.
Yep.
Sweet.
I mean,
I even
on and on and
and
on,
the
those cast
coins too.
members.
Mardi Gras coins
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, the doubloons.
Yep.
Yep. So
And of course, even I have some memories of the cast members. The one that comes to mind was during the my 21st birthday trip. Um, there was this one girl who worked over in Epcot, and we were talking to her while we were exiting the park that day, and we caught her name, and we also remembered her face. Well, lo and behold, the next day when we were at Magic Kingdom, Lindsay and Stephanie, they were in line for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and who did they run into? But the girl from Epcot,
yeah,
who was working the day prior, and she was there as a guest herself.
yeah,
So they still enjoy the parks. I have even seen a girl wearing the same outfits as some of the parade performers, and she was doing the choreography with them even though she was on the sidewalk as a guest. She wasn't in the parade with them. She wasn't
hmm
working that day, I think, but you could see her and her friends who were in the parade. They were doing the same choreography with each other.
yeah,
They have so much fun with this.
Yep,
exactly, exactly. So yeah, the cast members, they rock it. They make Disney what it is,
for sure.
you
Yeah.
know. Um, so is it my turn,
Yep.
or did I say that you said the cast members? I thought, Sophie, and then I chimed in. So it's kind of like we both said the cast members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, so for me though, also you and I think maybe we after this we each all go one more thing on our list. Um, but it also comes down to the fact that you go to Disney because they have really cool rides,
They
and
do.
and so part of why we like to go back is the rides, of course.
Oh, yeah. And the
You know,
shows.
and the
Yep.
fact that um, there's all sorts of things for everyone. I'm not going to get too in depth because I think I'll take some other answers from other people if I get too involved. But yeah, they have thrill rides for the thrill seekers. They have lazy river type rides for those that are a little skittish. They have the teacups for those that like to spin at 100 miles an hour or at 1 mile an hour. They got the cars that you can ride with your dad or your mom, on and on and on and on. So
Yep.
there's something for everyone as far as the rides go. So,
Yep.
all
That's
right.
right. That's good. And they're safe.
And
That
they're
Oh
when you
yeah.
safe.
get on them,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Oh
It's
Yeah.
not a
yeah.
carnival ride.
It's not a carnival ride.
No.
It's safe. It's not
Yeah,
someone who dropped out of high school and doesn't know how to
exactly.
tighten all the bolts. It
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
is it is
That's
It's
definitely
not
very
like
important.
as
is
fun
very
as
important.
the state fair is, which is coming up for us, by the way, the state fair, as fun as the rides there are, oh my goodness, that swinging boat ride and the
Oh
other
no.
things, they are not as secure as, say, a Disney ride because they move all the time.
Yeah.
No,
They
thank you.
move, they're set up quickly, they're torn down quickly, and they move. Disney rides do not move,
Yeah.
Yeah.
except
But
in the way they're
on
Unless they're
supposed
supposed to,
to.
right?
to give credit to the state fair rides and the
Yeah.
people that put them together, they are
Yes.
inspected and they're
They
Yes.
are
tested. So we're not saying the state fair rides are
are
dangerous and you're going to
dangerous.
lose a limb or anything like that. It's not. We're not saying that. It's just there is a difference
Yes. We have
in our
grown to
minds anyway.
expect
In this
perfection from
mind for
Disney.
sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So Brenda, give us one more. Give us one
Okay.
more
Well,
reason.
I'll give the one that is my heart one, and that, of course, is because that is where I'm closest to Walt. I mean,
Mm,
Hmm.
I'm not at Disneyland where he walked. I'm at Walt Disney World that he dreamed of and that Roy saw to fruition. So that
yeah.
is the best place in the world as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
The happy place for all of us.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, goodness gracious. I want to go to Disney. I want to go to Disney.
I know, honey.
We understand you. And that's another thing. There's people like us. We found our people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You might
We
elaborate
find
on
our
that.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since you insisted, I was going to leave that for Daddy since he has the best stories about it, but here we are. People. Disney is full of people and they are all of like mind for the most part when they're
Hmm.
there. They are there for happiness and carefree times, and of course, nothing brings people better together than joy and carefreeness and Disney. Let's be real.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have Aunt Brenda, we have Jagan and Aunt Sheila and Uncle Randy. We have so many people that we met at Disney. Billy's Closet of Magic, Chris and
Hmm.
Hmm.
Chrissy. So many people, so many friends we've made that we wouldn't have made if we never went to Disney.
Right.
That's right.
So every time we go back, it's like, hey, let's find someone new.
That's right.
Cases, I have two examples to share
Hmm.
that are part of Sophie's.
Yeah.
And one is the lady that we met in line for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Was that it?
Yes, it was.
Who
I'm trying to remember her
I
name.
don't remember her name either, but I can find a video of it. And
Jennifer, I think.
and Sophie and Cindy and her and myself, we just were talking in line while we were waiting in line, and she was doing a solo thing that day. So when we got to where it was time to get on, we were like, why don't you ride with us? And so she did, and we just had a good time. And so that was just there are times when waiting in line is a good thing
That's true.
Hmm.
because you don't know who you're going to meet. And then 2009, I think it was, we were in line for Tower of Terror, and Sophie is just a wee little thing. She's only 8 at this point, and I
Yeah.
think that was 2009. But anyway, we see a couple that had just gotten married and had their wedding ears on, and so Sophie, of course, went up to them and said, "Congratulations." And we all started talking. And that was Brianne and Tyler, who are from Edmonton. Hello, guys. We love you. Haven't talked to you in a while. Hope you all are doing
Yeah.
well. And and they hit it off. Sophie hit it off with Brienne, especially to the point that they were pen pals for a while, and they would
Yep.
actually write each other letters, like hand
Sweet.
letters.
Yeah,
And
because I didn't know how emails worked at that age.
yeah, so but that's what you do. You run in, you
Hmm.
make new friends at Disney, and you're right.
Yep.
It's all like mindedness. We're all there because we just love the attractions and everything like that, and it all just works together.
We had a
So
similar, we were not in line for Mickey's Runaway Railway, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway. We were in line for the parade, and this older woman was kind of by us, but she was by herself. And we started talking to her, and we asked her if she was saving space for her family or whatever. And she said no. She said, my husband and I have we always come this time of year, and I lost him this year, and I'm here
oh,
representing both of us. And so of course she had to stand with us
yeah,
because we couldn't leave her standing there by herself. So that's
yeah,
just, it's so true. It's the people you meet. I mean, it's magic.
yep, exactly,
Caring about other people.
yeah. And that's what it comes down to, kindred spirits.
Yeah.
So my last reason is similar to Sophie's, I mean to
Hmm.
Brenda's, um because that is a place where we're closest to the things that Walt believed in.
Yeah.
You know, when I used to on the blog, I would write a post every day about different things that I was excited to see for our Walt Disney trips, and also I did one for our Disneyland trip back for the 2013 trip. And the number one reason on the 2013 Disneyland trip was because I wanted to walk the steps where Walt had walked
Yep.
and see the things that he had seen and experience the things that he had experienced. And
Yeah.
that was really neat. But for Disney World, the biggest thing that really comes into play on that is the attractions that he worked on. You
Mm.
know, I don't always do the tiki room, but I love to do the tiki room because those animatronics are things that he that he kind of thought of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And um and of course the Carousel of Progress he actually worked on and designed
Yeah.
it, and they worked on it for the World's Fair, and all those different things like that. It's a small world,
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff. And I know that Walt unfortunately never experienced what Walt Disney World would be like. And but he's experienced it from looking from above, I think.
Yeah.
And but also like you said, the fact that Roy finished it, and instead of calling it Disney World, he said we are calling it Walt Disney World, and
Yep.
that's it. And that
That's right.
is
Every time somebody writes Disney World, I want to correct them. It drives me insane.
exactly
It drives me
exactly
insane.
because it's Walt Disney
It
World,
is.
and that's exactly what it is. And
Yeah.
and that was done. That was in love
Yep.
for his brother.
The
Brotherly
You know.
entire,
love.
I'm telling you, everything about it was a love letter
Yeah.
to Walt.
Yep.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um. So that's my friends. That's kind of why we keep going back to Disney. You know.
Hmm.
Yep. That's
So
why. We'll
so
keep going back as much as we can.
yeah. And for the time being, I don't see a reason to change it. So all right. So
All
that
right.
that takes us out of our feature topic. Thank you, ladies. That was enjoyable.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And now, Sophie, it's time for this day in Disney history.
Yes, and I realized I put my history under the Who's Who character and not under the history, but
Oh,
I
okay.
still have it. I still have
Okay.
it, so don't worry. And I think this one is really, really, really super cool. So,
Go for it, Sophie.
October 9th, back in the year of 1956, Walt Disney pens a letter to the future from his Burbank studio entitled Prediction of Entertainment in the World 50 Years from Now. It will be placed in a time capsule, and Mr. Disney believes that the world will be overturned by technology. And you know what? He was a little bit correct.
Yep.
Of
Yeah.
course, it took a tiny bit longer for things to get really to such a technological state as they are today. But the fact of the matter is that this letter was about 2006.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And look what we have. We are not quite at the point of flying cars, but we are getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He was a visionary.
He
And
was.
that is such ironic history for today, isn't it, Brenda?
What do
Isn't
you
it?
mean?
Isn't
Because
it?
of my issues?
Because before
Oh.
we could even start recording, we spent like
Oh.
20 minutes trying to figure out why technology didn't like us today.
Doesn't like
30.
Brenda at all.
It wasn't just Brenda though, it was me. It was on and on and on. So it was really kind of funny that was our history for today, Sophie. Great stuff though.
Yeah.
Had
Thank
they
you.
did they so I guess they opened it in 2006
I
or
didn't scroll that far. Give me a second.
it's okay. Maybe we can report back next week. It'd be interesting to see where that letter is now, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, 2006. Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything about it in the history page. 2006, Disney inducts the 2006 Disney Legends at the Walt Disney Company headquarters.
Okay.
And Elton John is one of them.
Hmm. Well, congratulations, Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But no, nothing about the time capsule, so who knows?
Who
Okay.
knows?
All right. Well, it is time to stump the Soph.
He
Dun
might
dun
actually
dun.
have a chance at this. I am tired.
No
I don't
way.
I don't think I have a chance at all.
I don't either.
Let's
Mm.
see if you can figure it out. This character has one goal in life to prove that a location exists.
Milo Thatch, Atlantis the Lost Empire.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
Well, okay.
Oh my gosh. This
Brenda.
girl.
Hey,
This
Brenda.
girl though. Huh?
Have you ever heard of Milo Thatch?
No.
Me
I
neither.
love Milo. Milo is awesome.
Yeah.
No,
Okay?
Get this,
Sophie is
Brenda.
awesome.
Yeah, Sophie's even more awesome. But get this, Brenda. He was raised by his grandfather because he was orphaned at a young age. He graduated high school at 11 years old.
Wow.
He's a Doogie Howser.
Yeah, he is.
He was invited to attend Princeton, Harvard, and Yale. He
Oh
turned
my.
them all down and went to Oxford. And um, he ends up falling in love with
Kita. Just call her
Kita,
Kita.
the oldest princess in Disney history.
Yes,
He-
8,000 years roughly.
huh? And he became the 11th king of Atlantis.
Wow.
Mhm.
So, Sophie, I knew you would get
Amazing.
Thank you.
it. Amazing, exactly.
Amazing.
Golly.
I know. Goodness. Mm-mm-mm.
So that's my history. I mean, my who's who.
Yeah, no, know it's my history.
Brenda, do you have a little bit of Walt for us?
I have a last minute little bit of Walt.
Okay.
I am not trying to be a teacher. I want to make stories to apply to a broad field so that mother and father can understand the need and will help the child. If we can accomplish that, our work has been worthwhile.
Amen. Exactly. Exactly. The role of the parent is a critical role when it comes
That's
to
right.
your children, and it should never be
Be
offloaded
put in
to
someone else's hands. That's right.
Yeah.
Never.
So right.
Yeah. Great quote. Thank you, Walt. Thank you,
you.
Brenda, for reading
Thank
it.
you all. You're welcome.
All right. Well, my friends, that concludes our show this week. Coming up next week, we are in the countdown towards the end of our top 3 things episodes. And next week, we are going to talk about Adventureland.
Yay!
So,
I like Adventureland.
we sure do. And we're going to give our top 3 things we like about Adventureland. So
Fun.
that's our topic next week. We hope you all have a great week. We hope that if you're having a hard week, just think about us and maybe catch an episode, spend half an hour or something, laugh
Maybe
with
take
us,
a nap.
take a nap, do whatever you need to, but turn the frown upside down.
Yes.
And we hope you all have a great week, and we will see you on the road. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.